This time he gives up is taken away from his family, and not once has he complained. I received the message that Coach Gallia was getting the job as assistant principal. I was ecstatic for him. I could not be happy for his family. Not only is he qualified, but he deserves it. With the understanding that he could be a volunteer coach, he accepted the job. However, when he was told he could not be involved with the full team at all, he was put in a tough position. Martin Luther King Jr. once said, "The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but when he stands at times of challenge and controversy." Coach Gallia made a verbal promise to his team that he would follow out this year. He honored what he said and stepped away from not only a job, but his career. It doesn't take a scientist, guys, to understand what you said. It doesn't make any sense. Look at everyone out here. Look at them. They're all here because of that man over there. And whatever you're saying doesn't make any sense to us, because when at the end of the day, if any of you have children and you're lucky enough to have them in any activity, you would know the importance of having an adult who's a great role model and a mentor for your child. You know, I can ask you all you want, but you know what, it's going to be difficult with everyone here because you know the truth. Everyone here knows the truth, and that man should be assistant principal and coach. I don't know what else to say.
I'd like to make a comment to the last speaker. At the time that when Mr. Gallia was interviewed, that he was told that he could not coach and be an assistant principal at simultaneously. That he had to make a choice between one or the other.
You told that?
I told him that.
You personally told that?
I told him that he cannot coach. I was asked by administration of the building that if Mr. Gallia can attend football games. And I said, yes, he can attend football games. Now,
No, wait a minute. Everybody has a chance to speak. The acting superintendent is speaking. Please be courteous. Courteous to you, you got to be courteous to her, please.
he also knew that I am sure, being in the school district, that no other assistant principal is performing two duties. The building administration also knows that this is not a practice that has ever been done in this district. We are unique in the fact that we have a higher salary that we pay our administrators because we expect them to be on call when they are supposed to be. And this includes if you have a student that might be in a crisis after school. Something might happen on the bus on their way home. There are things that are outside of a teacher's contractual day that administration of the buildings need to address. This is something that if he was first interviewed by the building administrator, that building administrator should have told them this because it's part of the assistant principal's duties.
I named for you 3 other administrators and supervisors who are volunteers. Is it not, doesn't apply to them?
Mr. Gallia also is a brand new administrator. As a brand new administrator leaving the classroom, that there are certain responsibilities that he has. And one of the responsibilities is entering into the mentoring program that the State Department has provided for all new administrators. There's also a district administration mentoring program that he has to be involved in. He oversees one of the largest academic programs at Manalapan High School. He also, if you were to look at the job duties of an assistant principal, it's very extremely encompassing of what goes on in the school. To have the time to go on and be a coach is there is no doubt that he...
volunteer for 8
superintendent to speak?
There is-
Show some courtesy.
There is no question that Mr. Gallagher is not a great coach. I mean, every one of your testimonies prove that he is a wonderful coach. That is not a question that is being put on the table. When I met with Mr. Gallagher myself, because he is a man of integrity and he is honest, that I asked him if he's coaching. He says, well, I attend football games just like other assistant principals. And I said, do you attend them in the same capacity? And he said, no, that he is coaching. So the conversation that we had, he was honest in the fact that he was coaching. And that is not a practice that is done in this district.
Why?
So change the procedure for 8 weeks. He was appointed at the end of August for 8 weeks.
Hold his job for 8 weeks.
He was,
Give him an opportunity. If he doesn't do the job, make him
Hold his job over for 8 weeks. Hold it for 8 weeks.
he was board approved in July. He was interviewed earlier in that month. So, I mean, the season begins at that time, so at that time that he should have started. This group here, you know, the people that are here, you're right, he has a responsibility and he is looking out for the students and the kids who are here.
What are you looking out for?
But where are the other, you know, 1,500 students of Manalapan High School that he should be looking out for too? They're not here saying, well, how come he's not in the school helping them with that?
You're the superintendent of the school. Why don't you go to the Manalapan High School tomorrow and ask the student body what they think of the man?
Go back to the list and find the next person.
Thanks.
Can I ask a question, just so we get the facts? I'm sitting here trying to find the old agendas. I have no recollection of this man coming before the board as a volunteer coach. Did it ever happen? It was never brought before the board?
No,
Okay.
we have to go tonight.
Tom Barber.
My name is Tom Barber. I reside at 1 Chatham Drive. I have a little concern about the timing on when Coach Gallagher was informed that he could have no contact with the team. Seems like it was in the 11th hour, the game day, and you know, it seems like there could be some malice intent here to tell this man that he cannot have contact. And that's the problem here, that we're saying that he was forced into resigning. Okay, you gave him no alternative here. Okay, it's in the 11th hour before a football game when kids are waiting for him. He's the offensive coordinator, play caller. You understand the ramification of taking a coach that does that on game day away from him? It's crippling. Okay, so it's our contention that you basically forced him to resign. We're asking to have another motion to keep his job open that he's obviously qualified for. He was selected out of 10 candidates. He came out number 1. Keep the job open. Let him coach the 8 weeks and fulfill his obligation to these student athletes, and then resume his job as assistant principal.
I'm sorry, I cannot read the next name, but the address is 4 David Court, Marlboro.
The motion, can it go in that you just asked for?
What is your name, sir?
That's Daron. Daron.
Ah,
Yeah.
thank you.
Okay,
Before I begin, I would first like to humbly thank the members of the board for granting me this opportunity to speak and present my ideas. With that said, I will waste no time in getting to the reason for which I'm here. In the early 70s and 80s, Marlboro High School was consistently recognized as a prominent school nationally thanks to the near perfection and determination of its students. More specifically, those involved with the school's speech and debate team. In 1981, the team of Meredith McClintock and Andrea Alterman even finished as the third highest ranked debate team in the entire nation, representing Marlboro. Even just a few years ago, a separate team placed as the highest ranking team in the state of New Jersey. And even despite being one of the smallest teams in the entire state of New Jersey last year, representing Marlboro High School with just 5 public forum debate teams in the final statewide tournament, Marlboro managed to honor its former reputation by sending 3 of those teams into the quarterfinal round, which contained only a total of 8 teams. With perhaps the smallest number of teams and debaters, Marlboro still managed, against all the odds, to take home 3 out of 8 public forum debate trophies, which was more than any other school. I am proud and honored to be able to say that I was a part of that team, and I took home one of those trophies. Naturally, we would like the opportunity to be able to retain this level of respect that we have attained for the school, and we see this as a mutual benefit to represent not only our particular school, but the district as a whole. While time permits, I would also like to mention some other benefits that have come into my life as a direct result of being given the opportunity to represent Marlboro High School's debate team. Firstly, debate is a very efficient tool in sharpening skills that I use in my everyday life. It has taught me to become a better public speaker. It has taught me to respect the arguments of others. It has taught me to play a proactive role in my school and community, to lead others as much as possible. It is not only owned, but also created in the first place study skills that I use every day in all of my classes, as well as comprehensive analysis of situations. It has taught me to think as an individual and how to represent those ideas that I form as an individual in a way that is respectful and appropriate. The debate team not only gave me means by which I could meet my goals, but also a goal to meet. Before joining the debate team last year, college was not exactly the first thing on my list of priorities, or really the second either. But since joining, that has changed. My academic life has taken more of a central position in my life, and has become something that I can be proud of as well. As stated above, Marlboro High School's debate team has in the past reached a high level of prestige, and in the nearer past we have also established our school as a force to be reckoned with, despite being few in numbers. As a team, it is all we can do to humbly request your assistance in order to help this lineage persevere, as we understand that the entire district is currently undergoing tough economic times. But on behalf of the entire Marlboro High School debate team, I can promise that as long as we are given a chance to continue, we will be sincerely appreciative on the deepest level and will strive for nothing other than excellence. Thank you.
Reggie Grant.
Reggie Grant, live at 13 Forest Stewart Drive, Freehold. I come to you as a parent, an assistant coach, and a police officer. Tom Gallagher, he is one great man. I wish I tell you what, I wish I was back in high school to have this man as my coach. I have 2 children in this school, and I know all the time that there's a father figure on the field and in my boy's life all the time. The loyalty that he's given to these kids, dedication, the work that he put in, the time that he put in, it goes a long way. As we grow, our main objective is to teach our kids, continue to teach our kids to do the right thing. I'll tell you what, there's been times when